In a world where the demand for food is growing rapidly, agriculture is also changing to meet that demand. It takes leaps and bounds to produce enough food without depleting the earth. And that's why China's automated farm model with thousands of square meters is becoming the new wave. So, what is this model and how effective is it? Let's explore these amazing farms. Of course, we are talking about aquaponics. This is a food production system that combines aquaculture and hydroponics in a symbiotic environment. In conventional aquaculture, animal waste increases the toxicity of the water. However, in an aquaponics system, water from the aquaculture system is fed into a hydroponic system where nitrifying bacteria break down the waste into nutrients that the plants can absorb. The water is then recirculated back into the aquaculture system with absolutely no need to change the water except for the amount of water lost through evaporation and transpiration of the plants. The aquaponic system can grow many types of vegetables such as kale, lettuce, tomatoes, and also raise fish such as tilapia, grouper, catfish, etc. The special thing is that these farms do not use chemical fertilizers or pesticides, providing safe, clean, and fresh products. Plants in the system do not need to be fertilized, and fish are raised in a natural environment without changing the water. The farm uses a recirculating aquaculture system in which wastewater from the aquaculture system is reused to water vegetables after being treated for nitrification. At the same time, the farm also uses all-electric equipment such as an automatic temperature control system to effectively raise fish and grow hydroponic vegetables. Compared to traditional farming methods, this electric system saves 30% of farming costs each year. One of the most typical examples is a farm in Chongqing, China, with an area of up to 4,000 meters squared, built in the form of a greenhouse made of sturdy steel frames. This model helps them optimize production by using less water to achieve the output of a traditional fish pond. The supportive technology helps to reuse fish pond water to grow vegetables, bringing many times higher efficiency. The aquaponics system not only saves resources, but also increases energy efficiency. Automatic fish feeders and other machines reduce the need for manual intervention, saving time and effort. This automated aquaponics model uses multiple sensors to monitor temperature, humidity, and water quality, ensuring an optimal environment for both fish and plants. The automatic pump system transfers water from the fish tank to the vegetable tray without manual intervention. Modern machinery ensures continuous operation without close supervision. Thanks to automation and a closed process, this model not only saves water, but also reduces the amount of chemical fertilizers. Products from these farms are guaranteed to be clean and fresh, not only meeting domestic consumption needs, but also having export potential. With a farm area of about 4,000 meters squared, farmers can harvest about 6 tons of fish and about 30 tons of vegetables per year, bringing in 5 times more profit than conventional farms. Organic products from the aquaponics model are often more expensive and can be sold directly to consumers through e-commerce, opening up a large market nationwide. One of the biggest benefits of aquaponics farms is sustainability. They use less land and water, reduce waste, protect the environment, and meet future food needs. In particular, when combined with clean energy sources such as solar and wind, the farm can be self-sufficient in electricity, reduce carbon emissions, and create a completely sustainable system. Aquaponics is not only a vegetable and fish farm, but can also be expanded to raise other livestock such as chickens, ducks, sheep, and rabbits. Developing this model helps optimize farm value, bringing higher profits and more sustainability. Aquaponics farms really bring China a sustainable food production solution. Farms can be built and developed in urban areas where food production space is limited. In addition to farms with an area of up to thousands of square meters, the aquaponics model can also be applied to smaller spaces, both optimizing costs and improving environmental quality. Of course, nothing is free. Although this model has great potential, the initial investment cost for the technology is quite high. Automatic devices, fish tank systems, and monitoring systems all require a large amount of money. However, once the system is stable, operating costs will drop sharply and profits will come quickly. Another challenge is how to maintain the nutritional balance between fish and plants to achieve optimal productivity. But don't worry, as long as you have a little skill, everything will be fine. Hello all dear viewers of David Farms. Every year in winter, we are bustling to welcome the cozy Christmas day with our family. You can see green pine trees everywhere you go. From shops, streets to every family, they prepare a pine tree to welcome the wonderful Christmas. Therefore, before Christmas, there will be millions of pine trees prepared to be brought to the market for consumption. Now, let's explore with us how farmers harvest and process millions of Christmas trees. Although Christmas trees are consumed for only one holiday a year, they have formed an industry when the value of the global Christmas tree industry is estimated at more than $7 billion. The United States is the leading country in this industry. According to statistics, there are about 350 million Christmas trees grown on more than 15,000 farms across the United States. This industry also employs more than 100,000 workers. Every year, about 25 to 30 million trees are sold in the United States, bringing huge revenue to farmers and distribution facilities. The states that produce the most Christmas trees are Oregon, North Carolina, Michigan, and Washington. These trees are typically grown for 6 to 10 years, sometimes more than 10 years, to produce high-quality trees. Christmas tree production usually starts with sowing seeds in greenhouses. It takes 2 to 3 years for the seedlings to grow to the required height of 30 to 40 centimeters. Then each seedling will be moved to the fields and planted. This process can be done by machines because the farm area can be up to hundreds of acres, so planting by hand is very time-consuming and laborious. American farmers typically plant Christmas trees in the spring with an average of 1,000 seedlings planted per acre, spaced evenly to allow for canopy growth. Christmas tree production usually starts with sowing seeds in greenhouses. It takes 2 to 3 years for the seedlings to grow to the required height of 30 to 40 centimeters. Then each seedling will be moved to the fields and planted. This process can be done by machines because the farm area can be up to hundreds of acres, so planting by hand is very time-consuming and laborious. American farmers typically plant Christmas trees in the spring with an average of 1,000 seedlings planted per acre, spaced evenly to allow for canopy growth. After planting, pine tree care is also important as the trees need to be pruned annually as new growth develops, with the aim of achieving the most symmetrical cone shape possible. Pruning is typically done throughout the summer to ensure strong growth and a healthy appearance. Each tree can be tagged to classify by shape, allowing farmers to better manage their pine orchards. In addition, pine trees often encounter pests or slow growth due to weather and climate conditions, so farmers need to take timely preventative measures to avoid damage. In recent years, several farms in the United States have experimented with using drones to manage pine orchards to count trees and measure their height and density. Such technologies can also help diagnose and address problems with disease, fertilization, or soil compaction. Christmas trees take many years to grow to maturity and are ready for harvest, and harvesting is usually done in late November to provide fresh trees for the holiday season. To harvest pine trees quickly, farmers often use chainsaws, while larger farms often use mechanical cutters to increase efficiency. The harvested pine trees are passed through a baler, which wraps the trees neatly bundled with netting or rope. This process helps protect the branches during transport and makes them easier to handle. The baled trees are loaded onto trucks for transport to distribution areas. In a short time, millions of Christmas trees will be sold across the United States. In recent years, several farms in the United States have experimented with using drones to manage pine orchards to count trees and measure their height and density. Such technologies can also help diagnose and address problems with disease, fertilization, or soil compaction. Christmas trees take many years to grow to maturity and are ready for harvest, and harvesting is usually done in late November to provide fresh trees for the holiday season. To harvest pine trees quickly, farmers often use chainsaws, while larger farms often use mechanical cutters to increase efficiency. The harvested pine trees are passed through a baler, which wraps the trees neatly bundled with netting or rope. This process helps protect the branches during transport and makes them easier to handle. The baled trees are loaded onto trucks for transport to distribution areas. In a short time, millions of Christmas trees will be sold across the United States. Some farms also offer tree cutting services, which means families can walk around the farm and pick out their favorite trees and harvest them to take home. This service is becoming more popular in the US as consumers have more choice, and it also helps family members bond over choosing a Christmas tree together. After harvesting, Christmas tree farms often leave behind unsold or substandard trees that are chopped into mulch, used to prevent erosion, or reused as wildlife habitat. After cleaning up the farm, farmers plant seedlings in the spring to continue the cycle. Christmas tree farming is not only profitable for farmers, but it also contributes significantly to the ecosystem. The trees absorb carbon dioxide, helping to combat climate change and creating a cleaner, more sustainable environment. They also reduce soil erosion, especially when planted on hillsides. The Christmas tree industry creates thousands of jobs in the growing, caring, harvesting, and distribution of trees. For parts of Europe and America, Christmas trees have become a spiritual tradition for every citizen.